Hey, what's up? Dan here. I want to talk to you about the most important skill you could learn. If you're going to build a business, if you're going to build a career in 2025 and beyond, hands down, the most important skill you want to learn is the skill of selling. The skill of selling and selling yourself. In 2012, I wrote a book called Sell Yourself Right, and I'll leave a link to that book in the description below. I've not updated it since, and it requires a lot of updating because a lot has changed in the world since then. But in there, I share the idea of why it's important to sell yourself in the right way if you want to grow fast in your career or you want to grow as a business owner. And this is what I have done over the last 15 years, positioning myself as a lead consultant in my space. Even within my space, I have gone through different stages. I have tested it a number of times, and each time I only had to do one thing, and that is reposition myself and sell myself as the new me. So, what does it take to sell yourself right? What does it take to sell yourself? What is selling? Selling is the ability to influence people to make the decision that they already want to make. And when you understand that, it makes things a whole lot easier. So let me go back and say it. Selling is the ability to influence people to make the decision that they already want to make. Now, mind you, I said influence. I didn't say persuade because there's a stark distinction between persuading and influencing. Influencing is giving people the information they need and helping them make the decision they want to make. Persuading is trying to convince people that what you are offering them is what's right for them. And that's not what we want to do. So, when it comes to selling yourself, you should understand this. People will buy to solve problems or meet desires. If you're selling in the luxury space, then obviously it's more about desire than the avoidance of pain. Nobody really buys a luxury good because of the avoidance of pain. It's more about the desire for a particular status, and sometimes the absence of a status can make them experience pain. But anyway, we're not talking luxury selling today. What we're talking about here is regular selling, and selling because you have something to offer that solves a problem. So let's say you are a project manager and you want to work for a particular company. That company has not advertised any position, they've not published any available position yet. But you're drawn to that company and you want to work for them. Well, if you are able to sell yourself right to the right people, you will get hired by that company without them publishing a job vacancy. So how do you do that? The first thing is to figure out what it is that the company is paying. What is paying that company? What is the corporate pain? What is the corporate angst at the moment in that company? And how does it relate to your area of specialty? So what I would do is I will come up with a list of 10 companies. Maybe, I want to work with one, but again, you don't want to limit your options, so I'll find 10 of them. And then you identify what pain points. And now with AI, it really doesn't take much to do some research and identify the pain points that companies have as it relates to our areas of expertise. So find those and then move on to document how your skill sets can help solve those problems. What is the best solution to those problems? And then combine it, put it in a book, a small book. 3 chapters, 5 chapters, 5 pages per chapter, a really small book. It doesn't have to be a big book. But there is something about a physical book that when people see your name on it as the author, I mean, this is my journal, but there's something about a physical book that when people see your name on it as the author, it changes the whole ball game. And I'm out right now. I'm not home. I'm away for a few days and working on some projects, or else I would have been able to show you the physical copy of some of my books. But when you do a book that educates a reader on how to solve a problem that they already know they have, it is a no-brainer that they'll ask you to help them solve that problem, to implement that solution for them. So you see, that's what selling is. They already know they have the problem. They're looking for a solution to that problem. Whether they voice it out or not, they are looking for a solution to that problem. So when you publish a book that shows them how to solve that problem and how you can help them solve that problem, the natural thing is to invite you to discuss how you can help them solve that problem. And then it's all about a conversation from there on. So the question now is, what problem can you solve? What problem can you solve? And this applies to any industry for that matter. In this particular video, we're talking about selling yourself. But whether you're selling enterprise solutions or you're selling water bottles, it all comes down to the same things. Well, the interests of consumers are different from businesses, and in subsequent lessons, we'll talk about what it is that informs the decisions that business buyers make versus consumers. But ultimately, selling is selling. And when you understand the value and the importance of selling, then of course you are able to build the kind of career you want, build a business that you want. So if you are interested in learning more about how you can publish a book that positions you as the authority in your space and helps you get your next, whether it's a 6-figure job or to build a 7-figure business, there's a link in the description below for a waiting list on when we will be launching a service. All right, and go ahead and fill up that, join the waiting list, and subsequently you will be hearing from me on my team on how we may be able to help you get that done. Okay, do that, and if you've got any questions, drop it in the comments below as well. Until next time, this is Dan.